In a remote village in eastern Congo, women were raped and men were killed by marauding armed militiamen. This while United Nations troops were just up the road. This is not the first time UN peacekeeping forces have been in countries where civilians were being killed. 1994, the Rwanda genocide. 1995, the massacre of Muslims in Srebrenica, Bosnia. And the ongoing killing of innocents in the Darfur region of Sudan. If UN troops were in these countries at the time of these atrocities, why didn't they do something? Mark Legan is with Georgetown University.
The problem often is when the UN Security Council passes a resolution setting the parameters for what a peacekeeping mission can do, that it's vague or too limiting, and they can't do the job.
The UN
must not shrink from scrutiny of their human rights record. He believes responsible nations must not shrink from scrutiny of their human rights record. Rather, they should acknowledge it with the intent to improve it, and also push and lift up and shine a light on other countries that need to do better. And that is the role we're playing here from the United States.
Okay, so Secretary of State Anthony Blinken is inviting none other than the UN to investigate racism and human rights in the U.S. Okay, so Secretary of State Anthony Blinken is inviting none other than the UN to investigate racism and human rights in the U.S. Really?
Shalom Yasharal, all praises and glory goes to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Hashem Makakodash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. And salutations to the elect men feeding the sheep of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai in sincerity and in truth. In this great gospel. They're trying to bring the UN troops here to Babylon the Great. And to help with the racism. And like in the beginning of the video, you already see that the UN troop, they really serve no purpose. They really serve no purpose on the earth. And there's even reports of how they were committing atrocities in a lot of these different countries. And who's the main people to suffer when this shit kick off? It'd be the women and the children. Because most of the men leave. They get little. They get the hell out of Dodge. And they call them the UN peacekeepers. They're supposed to bring, in every country they was in, they were supposed to bring peace up. What happened? Straight genocide, open season on all the people. So if you look at it, these people they serve no purpose. Like the guy said, they can't get a goddamn thing done. I'm gonna read this. This is the book of 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, the UN troops are supposed to bring peace and keep people safe. But they're not doing none of that. Just like Babylon the Great's military. They were supposed to go around the world and help free certain countries from their oppressors. And it's really none of their business. What's the main thing these devils do? They go to these countries to look and find out what's the resource in these countries. It's all about resources and taking over the land. While they done cause a divide and separation amongst the people, they're in there stealing diamonds, stealing gold, stealing oil. These are the top things that these people like to steal from these countries. I'm reading, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. When you brought in them peacekeepers, think they were going to keep you safe. What happened? Sudden destruction came upon these people from Darfur, from Sudan, Arab countries, different places where these devils were supposed to help out. And what do? They'll send a group of Asians in a place where it's a bunch of black people, or they'll send a bunch of blacks in a place where it's a bunch of Arabs. Why do they do that? Because they already know you don't give two fucks about none of these people. That's the thing about the UN. They'll send you in a country where they already know you don't care about the people. Really, people are supposed to be defending their own homes. But Esau done set up a system where you gotta depend on him and his in his so-called support teams from the UN, the EU. You got to go to him for one of all things. Read, for when they shall say, even for peace in your country. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. They shall not escape. Second Esdras. I'm reading 16 and 71. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. And that's what's happening in these different countries. They really, Esau set up a system to try to eradicate the children of Israel. That's why he's heavy on the West Coast and in Africa, because Jacob is scattered all throughout them parts. He's heavy in the Middle East because we were scattered all throughout them parts. You gotta realize we're like as the sand of the sea, so we're everywhere. And what is like the scripture said, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. And pretty soon when the children of Israel, we're already standing boldly in the face of those that afflicted us. But when this word starts spreading like wildfire and people start standing up calling on the Lord, it's going to be a what? A straight they're going to try to annihilate us. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be like a purge. Like it says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. And you already know the UN troops going to be used. They're going to use them UN troops. They're going to use them American military. They're going to use all them European militaries. They're going to use the Chinese. The Lord going to use all these different militaries to what? To punish. To punish the people of God, man. That's what it's really about. We in the time of judgment. This is the book of 2 Ezra 16 and 71. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision, and in reproach and trodden down under foot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. That's what's about to happen. And it says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision, and in reproach and trodden down under foot. Yeah, man, we don't need no help from none of these devils, man. We put our trust and faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Plan A, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Plan B, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. C, D, E, keep going all the way to Z, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Faith, trust. We're not, and guess what? Don't fucking worry about no damn death. Death is a natural thing. This is gonna be the last time we're gonna die anyway. This is that final death Jake about to go through. And some men ain't gonna see death. And what it says, those that die in Yahweh Shai gonna be the first to be risen. So we're not worried about none of this. We're looking forward to the time of Jacob's trouble. We're looking forward to the time of a great anger and conflict on the face of the earth, because all that leads to is what? The kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven. 2 Ezra 16 and 70 and 69. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision, and in reproach, and trodden down under foot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear Yahweh. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. So the Lord's already telling you, prepare yourself. Prepare for temptation. Prepare for troubled times. Prepare for uncomfortability. Uncomfortableness. That's what's coming. It's Joel 3 and 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. And that's what's happening. The Lord's preparing a war. It says one war has passed and two wars come quickly. The second war have passed, and the third war, that's what's coming right now, World War III. And this one is going to be what? It's going to be, like it says, a time you ain't never seen on the earth. Because we know in the time of war, food is not going to be able to be transported to different places like regularly. What else? When you look at the different wars, people are going to be drafted. It's a lot of people who are going to go overseas and they'll never come back to America again. Why? Because there's not going to be an America to come to. And like the Lord said, his indignation is upon all their armies. It's upon all their armies. So Joel 3:9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near. Yeah, Lord preparing them. The Lord is preparing these militaries around the world for the last and final conflict, man. Shalom.